Hey guys, and welcome back to Omnifactory. On to episode number 18 now. And off camera, I did a little bit of work here and there, as well as some prep for this episode. This episode, as you can probably see from my inventory, well, you might not be able to tell at this point, what we're essentially going to be doing is setting up another distillery multi-block, which we will be using as a kind of well, it's going to be a manual distillery, although for our purposes at the moment it will be semi-manual, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But it's going to be mainly about dealing with our petrochemicals, which is the main goal for this episode. But if we have a look at our quest book, a few things that I kind of got into was the extended crafting. So I went all the way up until the ultimate components. The ultimate crafting table is a little bit out of reach at the moment. And I'll be honest, the only reason it's actually out of reach is these here. So you need to make crystalline catalysts, which you need osmiridium for, which at the moment it's a little bit of a tricky one to make. Osmium ingots, or you have to go through here. Osmium ore, I think you might be able to... Can you buy osmium ore? So no, you can't buy osmium ore. The only way to physically get it is through kind of the microburst projectors, which we haven't got into yet. We will have to eventually. I popped this guy here into the fluid input, so these tanks hold 450 buckets. The idea being that I can literally take the excess oxygen that we get out of that process, pop it into here, and essentially make annealed copper. If we have a look at this, we've got over 1,000 annealed copper. Very useful on that side. I started storing a stack of each of the circuits because I figured, why not? We will be using tier 4 circuits a fair bit going forward, so why not keep a stack on those? Some fluid some interfaces as well. Why is that not crafting actually? What are we missing? Fluid. Oh, rubber rings and bronze. Okay. Let me quickly set those patterns up. Should have got some bronze, that's fine. I'm just going to run this through here. And rubber ring shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. Rubber ring, extruder, we've got that set up. Rubber bar. Okay. That one there. That's fine. Rubber bar is smelted, I think. Extruder. Yes, so I think I can go like that. And you get rubber pulp from pulverizing the sheets, which we can get through the resin. So that's going to be how I'll get that sorted. Let me just quickly chuck this in here. So rubber bar, macerator. Ooh, very short on that one. Should have got the ring set up somewhere. Yep, ring, there we go, and that'll get that all running through. Bronze rings, and it should get some rubber any second. If I've done everything right, that is. Yep, there we go, perfect. So that's making those again, that's fine. Yeah, in terms of the rest of what I did, I guess, let's have a look. So, epichlorohydrin. Not hard to make with what we'd already had. We already had everything really. Glycerol and hydrochloric acid, water, epichlorohydrin. Very simple. This guy is mainly used for the epoxy resin. Is it used for much else? What's that? Polysiloxane? More epoxy resin. Naphtha. So yeah, when we need to, we'll get into that really, but at the moment, not a big problem. Down here, you'll probably see this. Now, that's not a quest. However, I do have the angel ring already. So I decided, why not? While I was making all of the stuff, I went through the Ender IO stuff. The main goal was actually to get this thing, the wireless charger, as daft as it sounds. So if we have a look at wireless charger, to get this I could make everything except for the Ender resonator, which you use a slice and splice for. Very simple recipe. But I figured while I was making that, I would actually run through the Ender IO quests, which I'm not entirely sure why they've classed. Oh right, because there's no reward. Okay, that's fair enough. So there wasn't any reward for those, so they've just automatically completed each other. That's fine. Yttrium, barium, cuprate, ingot. Bit of a mouthful, but realistically it's just copper, barium and yttrium, which we got yttrium from the rare earth centrifuge, was it? Yttrium dust, it's the small piles, centrifuge, rare earth. So yeah, we've got a fair bit of that. The copper, obviously we've got loads of that. Barium, I think we get from the electrolyzer, from barite dust, which is just an ore. So we had a little bit of barite dust, thought I might as well use it. I went through Ender IO as well, so that I could set this up down here. So one of the problems that I was having was because I was going through the Ender IO stuff, I was running out of grains of infinity. Now this is a fully automated circuit. It's a fully automated system, which is literally just a case of you put a bucket of firewater on bedrock and it has a random chance of spawning a grain of infinity. So if I quickly just disable the redstone, let's probably see one pop up any minute. It is very low, don't get me wrong. What is it? It's only 2% chance, but it means that you can literally just leave it in here and it'll automatically do it. See if we can grab one on camera. Come on. Of course, when we're watching, it doesn't want to do it. Come on. No, it does not want to play ball. Anyway, in theory what will happen, there must have been one that happened just before. A random one will spawn on any of these blocks and will automatically get picked up by the range collector. The range collector chucks it into this ender chest, which this ender chest is white, 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 and it's linked into our AE system up there. That's at least the idea, and it works fairly well, if I'm honest. If we have a look in here, so infinity, we're already up to 695 grains of infinity. It saves the manual work with the flint and steel, and it means you always have them on hand when needed. So I figured that was a good thing to run through. The extended crafting table was used in the angel ring. So if we have a look at the angel ring, helps if I can actually spell. So the angel ring is in the basic advanced crafter. You need 2 of the vibrant jetpacks, 2 of the reinforced jetpacks, and a little bit of rose gold, which is just blast furnace down, copper and gold. So that's not a problem at all. Now what I will say is, although the recipe doesn't say so, these jetpacks have to be full to actually make the craft. So I was struggling for a little bit. I had everything put into the recipe, but when I went to claim the angel ring, it just wouldn't claim. So I figured, do you know what, let's try charging them, and yeah, it all went through. If I'm honest, what I'm going to actually do is make another one, because we will be needing them down the line. Flux hardened, why are we short on those? Okay, yeah, I remember. The flux capacitors are a little bit of an annoyance as well, so hardened. So the patterns, if we have a flux capacitor, as I say, we do have them ready to craft, but oh no, that's just charged through. No. One bad thing about this thing. Let me just break that for a second. Let's make another one of those. Flux capacitor. There we go. Can make those real easy. Just get rid of the recipe and then hit the button, and it refreshes it with the correct. I think it's MBT data. It's one or the other anyway, but. Now that should mean that I can craft these without a problem now. Let me pop this back in, so this one here, chuck that in there as well. Capacitor, should be able to make one of those. Perfect. Grab that one out, capacitor. And we'll change this one round, get rid of that one, and throw that in. There we go. Where did this one go? Went in there. Let's have a look then. So jetpacks now. Can we make 2 of these? We can, so I'll get that crafting through. We'll also need to make a couple of the other jetpacks. So the reason I'm making another angel ring, you might be asking. So if we have a look, helps if I can actually spell this thing. The uses on that. So the first one is that it runs through into these jetpacks here, or at least this piece of armor, which is used in the ultimate crafting when you get through to the creative stuff as well. So yeah, we're a while off of the Infinity Catalyst, but I figured we might as well get this done now just to show what I've done on that side. Rose gold, I think we're probably a little bit short on. We are. Just a little bit though. I'll get that run through one of those. It does take its time, rose gold, so I'm actually going to go like this, just to speed it up a little bit. And these will all be smelting down, that's fine. The other 2 jetpacks, so I haven't got the vibrant one on autocraft just yet. What are we shorting? Vibrant crystals, leather, okay. Conductive iron is redstone and iron, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yes. Redstone. Make a stack. Iron. Just throw that in this guy here. So that's going to get that process through. A little bit of vibrant alloy. Let's make 100. Sure. While that's all processing through, I'm going to get back to kind of the main goal of this episode, because I've kind of gone through everything that I've done off camera. These are as well. One thing that I would recommend for sure is before you start using them, with this pack itself, I'm really glad that they put this in. Once you've made it once, you shouldn't have to make it again. They literally double each other in the crafting table. And obviously you use them to the next stages. This is the recipe for the extended crafting table elite one, which I have already done. Black steel isn't a problem. Again, it's stuff that we already have. Black bronze, gold, silver, copper. Very simple. Now back to this guy. So the plan of action with this is, in fact, let me go back over here because I need to get a little bit out. Oil sands. Just going to process this amount for now. I think it goes in the electrolyzer. So 1 oil sand dust gets 1 bucket of oil, which is just oil sand ore, which you get an absolute ton of it if you want to. It should not be a problem at all, that's for sure. But the plan of action is to throw that into there. I'm going to go down in here a little bit, so a bit of digging. In fact, we can do it here. Let's get one of these guys there with some conduits. Dig into the back. Conduit and conduit. So that's going to be on extracts, always active. That should be on insert. That's fine. So yeah, we've got oil coming in. Let me grab a little bit out. But you can't grab it out of there. That's fine. Jump back over here. Buckets. 4K. That'll be more than enough for this one. There should be some sitting in this now. Thank you. We'll take the bucket of oil. Filter this cell. Throw you in here. There we go. Got oil coming through. Going to keep the bucket on us for now because that's going to be what we'll be using to export directly into this guy. Now, this guy here I'm going to make to its maximum requirement. So one thing to keep in mind is you always put the fluid hatch on the middle. That's just how it goes. So we'll export directly into this thing. There we go. Grab some conduits through. So that should connect up. And I should be able to go like that. And that'll be taking the oil in. So that's absolutely perfect. The rest of this one. So we've got output bus, input bus, which is required. HV input for energy on both sides. Realistically, you only have to use one. Then the fluid outputs, these guys will all go along this kind of central post here. Go. Will be sticking out, I'll be honest. The back here looks horrendous. But I'm not fussed at all. So I'm going to be doing it 11 high because that is the maximum amount of liquids you can actually get from any of the recipes in this from this machine. So that's the idea if you was wondering why I've done it like that. And we'll just build it all the way up. The center is empty, so that shouldn't have anything in there. Build it down. There we go. Hopefully I've made enough of these casings. Yeah, looks like I'm fine on that side. And this should be the multi-block, right? Invalid structure. Why are you an invalid structure? Hold the phone. So, what have I done wrong? Clean stainless steel. Ah, right, okay, that's why. So the top plate wasn't actually needed. That's why. Get rid of this. Here we go. Now in theory, if I've done it right this time, they should turn. But they've not. Why are you not playing ball? Invalid structure on the distillation tower. Inputs. Stainless steel casing. Let's dig under a bit. So yeah, that definitely goes into the middle, the fluid input. Clean stainless steel's fine. Output bus. Where's the input bus on this one? Hold the phone. So fluid input hatch and an output bus. Is there no input bus on these? Maybe that's where I've gotten it wrong. Go underneath. Input bus. Ah, right, okay. Fair enough. You don't need the input bus on these then. Okay. I'll keep that in mind for the future. But in theory, we should be producing 4 different fluids. So if we have a look at oil, which is what's going into these, so just normal oil. This here. So oil in the distillation tower produces 4 liquids off of the back of it. The way the distillation tower works is you need to get, if you want, say, this one, this will show up, this should be 4 high, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This should have the sulfuric gas as per there. So that's kind of how the distillation tower works. If you want a fluid from whatever height, you need to make sure that you've got it that high. Now, if we have a look at the actual distillation tower, the recipes on this, the most that you can get is 11 different fluids, which is why I've done it 11 high. So things like this guy here, to get things like methane from steam cracked heavy fuel, you'd need to have it 11 high. Considering it's not an expensive thing to make at this stage, I figured I might as well just make it 11 high, even if we're never going to use the 11th fluid. So if we ever do need it, it's always there. That was at least the plan of action. So what we'll do is just set that into there. Then we get our fluid conduits. Get all the way to the top. Go. Set them all to export always active. Break down here a bit. So that guy, ooh, no, can I get rid of this? There we go. So this one wants to be onto insert only. Extract, always active, always active, always active, always active, and always active. So now anything that goes out of this should end up into here. So the main thing that we're getting at the moment appears to be sulfuric heavy fuel. There will be 4 different fluids though, so we need to get a couple of different cells. I'm also going to put this guy back in place over here. So if you were wondering, this guy has, if you shift, it shows 33 by 33 by 33 range. You can actually right click and it'll show you that range. So pretty useful, especially considering this is kind of our main area. But if we go back, so 4K, 1, 2, 3, 4 cells, get some buckets as well. Now jump down, where can we jump to? Down here, there we go. Let me in. So yeah, first one, we need to grab a bucket of heavy fuel, which should be the bottom one, I think. Are we out of oil? No. What's happening here? Let me open up some space. So naphtha, sulfuric gas. Is this trying to put it in those, I wonder? Take insert off over all of these, just as a precaution. I know that some of the multi-blocks in this this pack are a little bit temperamental, let's say. So just as a precaution, get rid of the inserts. All of these. There we go. Okay. I wonder if it's simply just because we've filled up one of the other ones. Anyway, I'll grab a bucket of that, a bucket of that, and a bucket of this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was what it was. Still short on this. I wonder if I go like that. Should be able to make a cell with this still, I think. 4K. Yes, perfect. Sulfuric heavy. So we've got sulfuric heavy, sulfuric naphtha, light fuel, and the final one is the sulfuric gas. All I have to do is that, and we should start getting those fluids. Beautiful. Go store all of this in here, and all of the oil should drain straight from here. Jump up here so I can jump down. So in theory, none of these should have anything in them now. Neither should that. Perfect. Leave that like that. It's very rare I end up above surface at the moment. So yeah, I'm happy for it to stay like this for the time being at least. We do need to grab a couple of buckets to complete our quest. So sulfuric gas, we want one of you. Sulfuric light fuel, heavy fuel, and naphtha. That should complete the first petrochemical quest. Perfect. So where are we heading into now? So gas turbine. Also, if you were wondering, this is just a complete quest. You can feel free to read through this itself. What it kind of says is that there's a lot of different things that you can get into when it comes to the petrochemicals in this pack. The idea is if you can continue to follow this through because it'll help you out, but you are able to actually kind of make your own way through things like that. So different things here. So let's have a look at this one though. Sulfuric gas is converted into refinery gas by adding hydrogen. Is it now? Sulfuric gas. Okay. So 2 buckets of hydrogen and 16 sulfuric gas. I'll store all of these guys in here for them. Let me clear my inventory a little bit as well. Keep the buckets. Store that. Tanks. Shouldn't need any of that. Okie dokie. Let's grab our first. Where is it? Sulfuric gas. So that's 16 buckets there. Hydrogen. Got a ton of this. So that's fine there. Jump across to this guy. 2 buckets of hydrogen and 16 sulfuric gas. Hydrogen sulfide and refinery gas. So I'll take a bucket of that to complete the quest. That there, that there. Thank you. Let me also grab some 4Ks for these two. Plan of action, I guess, is that wherever possible, I'm going to be storing our fluids and such in our AE system. So we'll eventually get the fluid conduits set up pretty much, the fluid interfaces all over the place, and we'll be fully automating. So we'll see how that works at least, but that's the plan, if you were wondering. So we can store all of that, that's fine. Have a look then. So hydrogen sulfide can be combined with water to turn into sulfuric acid. Okay, guess it's just another way of making sulfuric acid. Naphtha. This is something that comes into play a little bit every now and again. I've seen it. So epoxy resin gets used. Cracked naphtha. Okay. So yeah, let's have a look at this one. So what did it say on the quest? Naphtha can be burned for power, distilled down further into its components, and used to make epoxide. Okay. Sulfuric naphtha is turned into naphtha by adding hydrogen. Okay, dog. So naphtha, sulfuric naphtha. What is it? 12 buckets at 2. Okay. Do you know what? At this stage, I'm just going to take 16 buckets of that. Sulfuric night fuel naphtha. That's the one. Go and process this across. Naphtha, hydrogen, thank you. Take a bucket. I have a feeling that hydrogen is going to be used fairly commonly, so I'm going to leave that in there for now. Another 4K for our naphtha, just normal naphtha. Go store these in here. There we go. So that's that side. Heavy fuel and light fuel. I'm guessing this could be the same. Adding hydrogen. Who'd have guessed it? 2 buckets as well. Seems a little bit common, this. Anyway. Wrong one. I'm guessing it's going to be the same for the light fuel as well. So heavy fuel. Light fuel. Go, run that into there. Grab that. Grab a bucket of the heavy fuel. Grab the rest. Sulfuric light fuel. There we go. Grab that. Grab that. That. I don't know why I've separated those, but it'll be right. Okay, 4Ks. 2 more. 1 for light fuel. 1 for heavy. Store these guys in here. Should be able to literally just empty all of these at this stage, so there we go. That's how we know it's working. And that combines to diesel. So diesel is a very popular choice for a primary power source mid-game. Many of the liquids from previous steps could also potentially burn. More efficient to turn them into diesel before burning them. Okay. And while nitrodiesel is even better, it takes so many extra steps that it might be wise to stop here, at least for now. Okay, you need an MV mixer, that's not a problem. To make diesel, what you have? 5:1 ratio. Let's have a look. Diesel. So 5 light fuel, 1 heavy fuel, as it says. For 6 buckets of diesel. What's the difference between that and our oil that we're using? Oh, I guess at the moment we're actually using biodiesel, not diesel, right? So what's that generate? 32 EU per tick. 480. Let me actually store that one up there so that I can compare. So biodiesel is what we're using at the moment, and this guy produces, it produces the same amount of power, if I'm reading this right. Yeah, so it produces the same amount of power, but biodiesel lasts half the time, so not that impressed. And at the moment with how we're producing, we actually have a full 4K disc of biodiesel and we're back stacked over here as well, so I'm not that impressed with just normal diesel at the moment, if I'm honest, just looking at that. Let's make it anyway, I guess. What was it? It was heavy and light fuel. Did I not actually pick it up? I didn't. Okay. Anyway, we've got a mixer, so that's not a problem. I'm just going to do it to complete the quest. There we go. So it was... What is diesel? Mixer, 5 light fuel. Which is there. 2, 3, 4, 5. For 1 heavy. Let's go and jump to the mixer. Heavy, light. Go, grab that and that for the quest. Grab another 4K just to store it. If it comes around to it, it's another fuel source, I guess, but if I'm honest, I'm not too impressed with it. I think biodiesel at the moment is looking, especially with the setup that we've got going, biodiesel is fully automated at this stage. I'm producing so much of it that it's fully backstacked. Things like seeds, we've got tons of those. I've been manually crafting them every now and again. So I think we can probably get 400 with that, almost. So I keep doing that every now and again just to keep a decent backstack, even more than what we've got. But that's kind of the petrochemical stuff done that side. And yeah, I think honestly might keep it as a short episode. I was expecting it to take a lot longer than what it has. Spacesuit. This could be something interesting. Thermal. Okay. Cloth. That's not hard. Let's make the spacesuit. Sure. Keep this going a little bit longer. So store these up there. Let's have a look. So we need to grab some sugarcane. Actually. Turn all of that into paper. There we go. Okay, so space suit. A. Let's concentrate on this side first. So tier 3 circuit, glass panes, pressure layer, black steel, that's not a problem. Cloth, which is string. Oh, was it cloth, not paper? Hold the phone. It was cloth. Haha. String. Have I got this on craft? No. Spider. Let me grab a stack of that just to throw into here and get some string. I'm sure you can see why I thought it was paper. Does not make any sense at all to be paper, but yeah, anyway. Lead plates, that's not a problem. How many are we going to need in these? So 3, 7, 8, 10 of each of them. So what is it for one? So we need 10, so we need 30 lead plates. Lead plates, we'll take 30 of those. And then black steel's the same, so 30 black steel. Black steel plates. Yeah, that's fine. So as you can see, red coal, which is made over in the what's this thing called? The resonator. It's just coal through that, so not a problem there. Cloth, I think, was the last little bit, was it? So if we're making 30, we'll need. If we're making 10, we'll need 60 cloth. Hopefully we've got enough here. There we go. Make a stack for that side. So let's pull these guys out. That's still being made. Let's make the other ones then. Should be able to do that. Ooh, we're short. Oh, okay. I know why we're short. I only made one stack. Let's make another stack. Make one of those, thank you. So that's those 10. Pressure, throw those in. 8. Still waiting on a bit more black steel to come through. Oh, I forgot that we'd set that through. We're coming into the kind of MBT data issues for the jetpacks as well, but again, that's fine. Black steel plates. So that's all of those that we need. While we're working on that, let's sort the jetpack issues out. So cancel the craft. Jetpacks. So it should actually still have everything that's needed. So leadstone into hardened. What are we actually missing? Leadstone. Oh, the capacitors and the no, it's just the capacitors, right? Capacitor. Yeah, so we've actually made everything that we need. Go throw those guys into here. Perfect. So that's the 2 reinforced ones. The other jetpacks should be fine. Did I not actually set those to craft? Oh, we're missing vibrants. That's it. Vibrant, alloy 1, 2, 3, 4. Emeralds 1, 2, 3, 4. Leather. I think I should be able to craft this. Rotten flesh. Can I craft some of this? Sure, I'll just get a few stacks. Zombie 4. Just get 3, I guess. That'll be fine. Grab the extra string. I love the deep mob learning stuff. It is ridiculous. Once you get into the full automation on this, it is amazing. Get some zombie flesh. There we go. What I'm going to do is set up a pattern for this. So, atomic reconstructor. Change that one. Atomic reconstructor for leather. Just chuck that straight into here. Leather. 10. Need to go down and grab the filter. Need to grab one of it. Oops. Throw that back in there. Add leather to the whitelist. There we go. That'll complete the crafts now. Let's get back to making that jetpack then. Jetpack. Oh, no, we're still missing the vibrants. The vibrant crystals I've still got on manual craft for now. We don't need that many of them, so I don't see any reason to automate them just yet. I've just been throwing them in. Oh, I've actually got 2 there. That shows you the fact that I've been manually doing them. I've just got a LV autoclave sat here just for this reason, if I'm honest. So yeah, like I say, vibrant crystals are used. What are they used for? They're used in the Ender IO stuff, and we'll eventually need to get them onto autocraft for things like that. The prescient crystals, I will need a couple of these as well. Shulker, they're all done. The shulker stuff's done in that side, and you can actually use deep mob learning to actually get the shulker. The shulkers themselves, I'll show that through as well. It's probably going to need to get that done anyway. But jetpack, let's make the energetic 2 times. What are we missing this time? Missing 3. What? Oh, okay. Jetpack 2 start. Thank you. Let's get back to our spacesuit. So 7, I'm guessing it's going to be 28 as per usual. Is it? No, 24, sorry. Let's make some of this anyway. See, some more cloth. Make another stack. There we go. just come over here, do the classic. There we go, perfect. And what power did it use? Literally any power, that's perfect as well, so can just shove those all in there. And that'll make us our spacesuit. How are we looking on the jetpack side? Not too bad. Will take a bit of time, I guess. What's the kind of hold up? I think electrical steel's the hold up on the jetpacks. The rest of it isn't a problem. Yeah. Space suit. So that's coming through. Chest piece, legs, boots. Is this the upgradable one or not? Doesn't look like it. Not sure. I know that there's one space mod where you have to upgrade your armor and stuff. I don't think it's this one looking at this. But if I'm honest, I've not kind of used a lot of the space stuff in the past, so I don't know. Wait, what? Why are we short? Did I miss? Oh, okay. Space helmet needs a tier 3 circuit and a glass pane. Fair enough. Glass pane. 3. There we go. Hey, there we go. Let's have a look at the jetpacks. That's coming on nicely. For the vibrant one, so Vibe jetpack. I haven't got this on autocraft, as I say, just yet. You need a double, so you need a compressed octadic and a 2 vibrant thrusters, which you need prescient crystals, which is a shulker with vibrant. So vibrant crystals. We'll have got one left over here still. Just might as well show it while we're doing it. Space suit's probably done. Yes. Suited up. Sure. Store that in there for now. Vibrant. So, what do I need? I need some soul vials. Specifically 2 of them. Shulker. I think I'll just need 1. So you can get 6 shulker shells for each of the shulker matter, and the way that they can work is you can put your soul vials and then a 4x4, and you actually get straight up shulker soul vials. So if you wanted shulkers, you can use them like so. One way, I guess, if you want to kind of, for whatever reason, farm these guys, but yeah, I've no interest on that side. Shulker with the vibrance straight into there. Because I've got this thing set up, it automatically puts the XP in there. Probably really loud for you guys. For some reason the volume doesn't come through my headphones anymore, so I don't hear anything. So that's that side, throw that in there. That gives us one of our prescient crystals. Don't take too long, if I'm honest, with an octadic in there, so not that big of a deal. Speaking of octadic, we need to make a compressed one. Get that in there. Jetpack should be done. Let's have a look. So jetpacks, yep, jetpacks are done on that side. Vibrant thrusters, I'll need 2. What are we missing? Conductive iron and vibrance. Okay. I think it's 12 total plates. Might as well get that processed in there. Vibrance, I need another 2 of that. Emeralds. Jump over here. Get the vibrant alloy. Emeralds. There we go. I think it said I needed a little bit more of conductive iron as well, actually, didn't it? Conductive iron. Why am I needing more? Redstone, iron. Not that it's a problem, but I don't know why I'd be needing more. Anyway, vibrance. Okay, jetpack. So 2 of these guys should be able to be done. No? Why is it actually needing conductive iron? Conductive iron. Is it? What's happening? It's needing a different style conductive iron for some reason. Is it for the plates? Thrusters. 2. What are we crafting? There's got to be something that it's using for some reason. Missing 2 conductive iron to craft 6 of that. But we've got our 6 conductive iron there. I wonder if it's these guys here, the wires. Hold the phone. Wire. Conductive iron wire, possibly. That could be the reason. Conductive iron wire. Aha, that's the problem. Conductive iron. Change that over to there. Grab that back, so wires. That should be fine now. Thrusters. 2. Yes, so that'll run that through. If we get the jetpacks back, the only thing that was then missing after the thrusters was the octadic compressed and the 4 vibrants. Did I make 1 or 2 of you guys? Yeah, I thought I did. Octadic, I need to make another one. And yeah, rose gold. That's fine. They're all powered up. I do want to quickly just show you what I meant earlier as well. So let's see, how's the crafting going? Just processing that one through. Let's see if I can quickly speed this up. Grab half of it. There we go. Twice as fast. Still fairly slow, but we'll deal with it. Jetpack, can make 1 of them. In fact, I only made 2. I need to make another one. I need to make another 2 thrusters, which we're missing the vibrance and the prescient. Ah! Ay. Vibrant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Emeralds. 4 of those. Vibrant. There we go. Emerald with the vibrant alloy. Give me some shulker. 2 lots. There we go. Shulker shell. Twice. 2 of these guys. Leave that in there. That's 2 prescients. 2 vibrants. Store all of that. Thrusters. Times 2. Can make everything now. Thank you. Octadic. So we've got those. So we're just waiting on the thrusters. which shouldn't take too long. If I'm not mistaken, they're pretty quick to come through. Okay, jetpack. Let's make one of them now. Did I use all of the vibrants? Hey, make another 8 of that. That's running through there. That's everything on that one. There we go. I should, in theory now, have everything to make both of them actually. So 1 and 2. Now it's done in the basic one. You don't have to use this guy, but if you shift click everything in there, it doesn't actually come through. If you go like that, it does, but doesn't let you claim it. So I was sat there for like a minute trying to figure it out. But if we quickly just pop this guy back down, these guys should start charging. Yep, that's fine. In fact, I'm going to quickly grab a bit of extra help over here, dig into the wall, check them both in there. They should quickly charge up. So you need to get them up to the full capacity, up to 20 million RF. And I think it's 6 million on these guys. Yeah, so 6 million on the reinforced ones before it actually allows you to craft the angel ring. Like I say, I was sat there for like a minute trying to figure out what was actually going wrong. Yeah, so flux infused jetpack uses the angel ring. Not that far off it at the moment, but I've got a feeling that I do want to make this armor as well. It doesn't look like it should be too hard. Flux infused electrum needs aluminum, which we can make all of this stuff. It's not a problem. That's 1. Almost done. Using a bit of power, but not an issue. Like I say, our power situation at the moment is not a problem. There we go. Can throw those guys back in there, and that allows you to pull it out. So if you are having issues where you can't craft the angel ring, that's definitely something to try. Make sure that you've got your power in those. But what did this kind of open up? So advanced compressor. Why do we need that? Steel heavy plating, steel plates. I can literally do that now. Steel plates. That was black steel. Steel plate. Let me grab this guy. That's part of the quest. Steel plates. 1 and 2. What's that taking us to? Suit workstation? Okay, so it might be this one that does get upgraded. Not sure. Anyway, steel heavy plates. Thank you. Suit workstation. Low pressure gas tank, stainless steel, portable tank, medium stair. Yeah, so that's all stuff that we've already used. We've got those on craft. I can make those really easy. Work tables, TS2 circuits, robot MV stuff. So again, really easy on that side. What was this? Yeah, we've already looked at that side. Assembly. Let's have a look at this side. Rocket assembly machine. Okay. A little bit of work here and there, but might get a load of space stuff done off camera. I think that's going to be what I'm going to task myself to do. But yeah, I'm going to call it there for this episode. I'm going to quickly claim all of our quest stuff. So there we go, throw it there. Oh, I also did end up doing the fluorine, the nitrogen and the mercury one. Simply because they were annoying me, they were there. I figured I might as well get them done. But that gives us a ton of the Omni coins. What are we actually up to at the moment? I do keep dipping into there every now and again, but we're over 3,000 again, so decent amount, that's for sure. What I will say as well, the overworldly matter is actually really good XP. If you were wondering where all this XP came from, now you know. Overworldlian, probably the one that I recommend to use because you get the most of that. Extraterrestrial matter, it does get you a lot of XP, but I don't think it's that much worth, really. But yeah, I'm going to call this episode... going to call that for this episode. If you did enjoy and you're going to be sticking around for the remainder of the series, do hit that subscribe button. Thank you, and goodbye.